Here we are back at the museum again, and we're going to head out this time to the site of the dugout. You're going to cross the railroad tracks and Highway 14. If you're already on Highway 14, then you just turn right instead of left when you get up to this road. We're heading out to the memorial marker they have for the dugout site. You can't actually see either the creek or the dugout site itself from this marker, but it was put up in 1962 so you can see the location from the road. You can visit this marker for free, or you can pay to visit the creek itself on the Gordon farm. People didn't know Walnut Grove was the place where On the Banks Plum Creek were set, because Laura, how many times do you think it says the name of Walnut Grove and On the Banks Plum Creek? 0. So it wasn't until Garth Williams came through in, I can't remember if it's late 40s or early 50s, right around there, came through on a visit because he'd gone and talked to Laura, and so he knew it was actually set in Walnut Grove, and people here were thrilled. And it wasn't until he published an article talking about re-illustrating the books that people found out that it was Walnut Grove. So Walnut Grove really loves the TV show because, it said the name Walnut Grove. I need to count sometime, but it's like 6 times they say Walnut Grove in the first episode of the TV show. So we are coming up here, and I'm not actually going to turn into the road to the dugout site because we will be coming back out later to do that, because you cannot wade in this dress wearing tights. Well, stockings that go over the knees anyway. So we're going to go right by the driveway here, which you can see has a sign, and we are coming up to this pullover site. And we're going to park here. And I do want to just point out that unlike a lot of roads around Walnut Grove, this one actually is pretty busy. So if you've got kids out here, watch them close and be aware cars go by here pretty fast. This is the site that they have for people who do not want to have to pay per car. The farm, whoa, that's going fast. The farm, and this is their farmstead. You can see it was really nicely developed. Plum Creek is where you can see the trees. And the reason Pa wasn't too worried about the floods is because this side of the creek is so much lower than the other side. And all of this would have to substantially flood before it would do the creek, and is higher enough that if they're right about where they think Pa's wonderful house was, it would be much less likely to flood. If you look over there, you can see a car moving along the base of the trees, and that's actually the road that you drive down to get over to the actual dugout site. That's funny. All of the times that I've been here, I have never seen a car drive down like that. When Garth Williams got here and found the farm following Laura's descriptions, he found this farmstead, which the Gordons own, which is much nicer than anything described in the books. The wonderful house, they think, was somewhere right around in the middle over there, and I always try and match up where the dugout is off of these barns, and I think it was for the most part kind of straight across from that. I wish they'd put up something so you could really see there. We'll do that way coming in when I can actually wade, and if you follow the road that goes back there, there is a parking lot and a place to walk around and get in the creek and all of that. Before any of that was going, they had put this marker here first, and it's for people who don't particularly want to pay money to go over and see the creek. So they set this up as sort of a roadside edge. And another reason it's hard to spot and figure out is you can't actually see the stone from over at the dugout. But you can see it's this lovely little area. There's a field entrance there. It says, on the banks of Plum Creek, a dugout along Plum Creek southeast of this point was the childhood home of Laura Ingalls Wilder, who wrote On the Banks of Plum Creek, widely known as a children's story. The book tells actual incidents of pioneer life here and in Walnut Grove, including blizzards and a grasshopper plague in the 1870s. Laura's parents were among early settlers of North Hero Township, and this was put in place by the Redwood County Centennial Committee, 1862 to 1962. And they actually ended up moving it to a different spot than they originally intended. So I think, I'd have to get my description out and look, but I think it was supposed to be more over that way. And so the southeast is not a good description about where the dugout site is from here. It's supposed to be like more east, I think. I would have to look up. And you can't see me pointing, so I just realized that was pretty worthless. And I think that's about all for this. Thank you for coming along with me, and remember to brighten the corner where you are.